guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. I apologize if there's noise in the background, but everyone's home, the dogs are howling, the children are screaming, so I apologize if it bothers you. The case we're gonna talk about today, I'm telling you right now, a day ruiner type case. And frankly, for me, there's nothing really to lose because I ruin my own day the moment I wake up. Utah CEO gets 210 days in jail for having 13,000 files of infant and child rape and bestiality. Look deep into my eyes and you'll see the seething rage. A judge sentenced an admitted pedophile and former Utah CEO Douglas Saltzman to 210 days in jail and 48 months probation on Thursday for possessing more than 13,000 files of graphic child pornography, some which involved rape and bestiality. Saltzman was facing 1 to 15 years in prison and a $10,000 fine for each of the 3 second-degree felonies of which he pleaded guilty. Saltzman, 40, was originally facing 11 charges related to the seizure of more than 13,000 files of graphic child pornography in August 2019. Newly revealed in court Thursday was the fact that some of the child pornography files Saltzman admitted to viewing and sexually gratifying himself to featured bestiality. Though I'm sure we all realize that 13,000 files is a massive number, a lot of the times it's easier for me to truly process large quantities when I see a picture. So here's a picture from a Bernie rally back in the day, and you can't see all the 13,000 people because that was the number of people in attendance, but imagine if every single little face you see here were a file. That blows my fucking mind. I genuinely cannot grasp how you can be this fucked up in this many ways and get that little of a sentence. We have bestiality, you guys know I have my ongoing war with the zoophiles. Then you have child pornography, which in and of itself you should get years upon years for. And you have 13,000 files. 13,000 files. And then some of them include rape. My God. My God. It's like he picked the worst of everything and they're just kind of like, well, 210 days in prison, that sets us pretty even.
This is an open and shut case, and anybody who can't see that is a savage and an idiot!
Okay. How about, since he had 13,000 files, how about that many years in prison? Or electric chair? Up to you, I don't care which either one you prefer. One of those two, I'm good with. Considered by many to be a computer genius, Saltzman was the founder of a now defunct blockchain and cryptocurrency company which was based in Sandy. Judge Douglas Hogan suspended those recommendations, giving Saltzman 210 days in jail, saying, I'm gonna put what he says on the screen and you can pause to read because frankly, it's a bunch of legal jargon, and aside from that, it's just saying what we already know. He's getting 210 days, and then he'll be considered a sex offender, and he has to complete successfully sex offender treatment and therapy. Things that don't fucking change anything really, because again, the point of contention is the 210 days. And like another case that I discussed, this judge also has a petition against him that's collecting signatures because, of course, going easy on a pedophile, everyone hates that except for pedophiles. During this sentencing, prosecutor Cynthia Polson pointed out that in pre-sentencing evaluation, Saltzman only talked about himself and how the charges affected him. There was never any mention of the victims, the prosecution told Judge Hogan. Judge Hogan allowed Saltzman to address the court, which is within his rights. You can watch Saltzman's apology below. Okay, there's a video, I'll play it, but I have to censor what he's saying or else it'll probably get copyrighted, but I'll read you what he says. I just want to say that every day I wake up to shame, guilt, regret, and disgust. When I did the psychosexual evaluation, all I could talk about was confusion and compulsive behaviors, talk about downloading, viewing, and masturbating to child pornography. I did not understand why I would think these things. I started seeing a psychiatrist right after that. I was prescribed medication and began therapy. That's when I started to understand some of the deeper mental issues. I learned that my self-destructive behaviors match my self-hatred. That's what I was trying to share with AP and P. Mrs. Polson was right. I didn't see victims then. I saw it was only affecting myself. Now I see the victims. I just want to continue to get help. I want to repair the damage that I have done, that I see that I have done. I want to be able to look at myself in the mirror. I'm sorry. I'll make sure this never happens again. You'll never see me. Contrary to popular belief, do like giving the benefit of the doubt. But here, there's none. It's great that you apologized. Glad that you see that you did some fucked up shit if you even believe what you're saying, which I don't know, it's convenient that you're now seeing all these things now that you're going to prison for a very short time. It's more like a vacation more than a prison sentence. I do want to say this woe is me bullshit of like, oh, I don't know why I was like this, blah, blah, blah. Like, again, focus on the victims. Focus on the victims. This whole thing was a woe is me party for you, and you saying how sorry you are. And you being sorry doesn't mean jack shit, first of all. And second of all, it's just hard for me to believe that it takes over 13,000 files that you've downloaded to be like, huh, maybe there's a problem. Maybe I need to see someone. No, you need to get caught first, and then suddenly, oh, the awakening. The awakening has arrived. Okay, bitch, yeah. Sure, jam. The details of the sordid case began when Saltzman was first busted by police on May 7th, 2019 after searching his home and seizing his electronic devices. Police submitted the child pornographic files to law enforcement portal of the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, where 279 of the submitted files depicted known identified child victims. Police first investigated child pornography when they were alerted to an internet provider address that was sharing child pornography using a peer-to-peer file sharing program. The first file, according to documents, was a compilation video of prepubescent girls under 8, some as young as toddlers, being raped. If we go back to think about the apology, quote unquote, it starts to mean less and less when we get the description of the first file, which is little children being raped. There are 13,000 files. Over 13,000 files. So do you see why that apology means nothing? Because just this minute description of one video is enough to make me want to lock him up forever, let alone having 13,000 other versions. Oh, God. I feel like I need to like bathe in holy water after this. Investigators obtained a search warrant and the Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force, known as ICAC, helped execute the search. According to documents, child sex abuse imagery involving toddlers and prepubescent children was found on a laptop, a black computer, an SSD storage device, and an SD card. The children were bound and raped. Police also found disturbing videos of Douglas Saltzman engaged in sexual intercourse with several unconscious women on the seized devices. I thought we had already heard the whole story. Like, I didn't think it got worse because he also raped adult women. Wow, that apology means a lot. There was no mention of raping the adult women. Is he sorry for that, or has he not yet realized? Do we need to have 13,000 of them before suddenly we have the magical awakening?
Can you tell I'm worked up?
They also found a clandestine drug lab of some sort in a downstairs bedroom closet and called the Sandy Fire Department and hazmat team to make sure the chemical lab was not a public safety hazard. Saltzman made his first court appearance in December 2019. So this guy, okay. Let's just briefly recap this rap sheet because it's getting quite long, like the scroll. So there's the 13,000 files that contain child rape, bestiality, overall just child pornography, okay. There's him raping unconscious women. I don't know why it said having sex with unconscious women, but okay. And then we have a drug type situation. This just infuriates me more because there's more reason to think that he's a dangerous individual. Like, already having the child pornography for me was like, lock him up, throw away the key. But here, he's actively actually acting on some of his weird psychosexual shit by raping unconscious women. And then he's probably selling drugs. Like, what do you need? What else does this judge fucking need to be like, yeah, this person's a danger to society? My God, 210 days in jail. So basically then they just kind of give you a more legal jargon of like the order of probation and what's going on. So I'm just going to read the part about probation because that's the only thing he's getting apart from the prison vacation. The defendant is placed on probation for 48 months. Probation is to be supervised by adult probation and parole. Early termination of probation requires notification to prosecutor. No other violations. Report to AP&P within 2 business days of today's hearing or upon release from jail. Abide by all Group A sex offender conditions as set by the adult probation and parole. Complete a substance abuse evaluation and comply with all recommended treatment. I'm sorry, but even 48 months of probation, that's not a long time at all considering the magnitude of what he's been up to. Like, ideally he'd be just in jail for a really long time so we wouldn't even have to talk about probation. I'm disgusted, I'm disappointed, I have a whole range of emotions that I really don't like right now. I just cannot believe. I'm sorry, I know I'm repeating myself, but actually, let me just calm down and I'll say this in my ASMR voice, which I hope won't make you want to die. I cannot fucking believe it's 210 days in jail. Can you say motherfucking bullshit? Anyways, guys, like I said, there's a petition being signed, and some people will say that petitions don't do anything, and maybe they don't, but they let me unleash my inner wrath, and that in itself is something. I hope that something comes of it, because any judge who would see the amount of shit this person has done, specifically targeting children, and they get less than a year. People who sell weed have gotten 10 years or some shit. But this guy, I'm gonna close off here before I just keep going on a crazy rant. You can let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to my patrons as always, and let's get right